Good day to all of you. Myself, Dr. Arvind Sharma, Associate Professor in Physics, Government Dungar College, Bikaner. Today we are continuing the last lecture, microwave propagation. 3 points we already discussed. Fourth point is flat fading. Excess loss is one type of flat fading. We studied in last point excess loss. Flat fading is a part of excess loss. Flat fading causes wideband decrease in received signal power. Wideband decrease is due to the received signal power, that is influence of flat fading. Figure shows the entire signal drop uniformly. This figure shows frequency in kilohertz versus magnitude in decibel, and flat fading is shown. Flat fading is not frequency selective. The entire signal fades. That means fading is not frequency selective. Entire signal is fades. What are the causes of flat fading? Rain, snow, dust, or fog, which we model as homogeneous but loss, can cause this. Flat fading can also be caused by refraction through non-homogeneous media. Refraction through non-homogeneous media is also a part of flat fading. For example, when the air separates into distinct layers with different temperatures and humidity characteristics. Air separates in distinct layers, and these layers with different temperatures and different humidity characteristics. The signal can bend so it no longer is traveling the original path it was on when it left the antenna. The speed at which the received signal power changes affects the design of the receiver's automatic control signal. Ideally, the receiver should be capable of changing its gain fast enough to keep the signal presented to the demodulator at a constant power. Now the next point is propagation through a non-homogeneous medium. We have considered the effects of wave traveling through a homogeneous medium already. We modified the exponent of the path loss equation to account for traveling through non-free space as well as for irregular axis loss that can come from many sources. We found that an easy way to consider the axis loss from non-homogeneous phenomena is to consider them as a whole and calculate their effects as an additional homogeneous medium loss. We are already taking the homogeneous medium losses, and if we take an additional homogeneous medium loss in that equation, then that equation is okay for non-homogeneous medium also. This method of dealing with non-homogeneous mediums works well when considering loss, but loss is not the only effect that a medium can have on a radiator. Two major effects that we will discuss are refraction and reflection. First is refraction. Refraction is the bending of an electromagnetic wave due to the changing radio characteristic of the medium, which is determined by the relative permittivity epsilon r and relative permeability mu r. We quantify the propagation characteristics as the index of refraction. The index of refraction of a medium is the ratio of the propagation velocity in free space to the propagation velocity in the medium. Okay, n equal to c upon v under root epsilon r mu r, the well-known formula for refractive index, velocity of light, and v is velocity of light in the medium. Propagation of velocity. Propagation velocity in free space, propagation velocity in material, permittivity of the material, and probability of the material. As a wave passes through a medium whose refractive index changes with position, refractive index changes with position, that means refractive index is not constant, it varies with position. The wave will bend toward the area of greater refractive index. Wave will bend toward the area of greater refractive index. This effect is responsible for some types of multiple path interference and an increase in the distance to the radio horizon. What is K factor? What is K factor? At sea level, very high frequency VHF and ultra high frequency UHF, the refractive index of the atmosphere is about 1.003 and it decreases with height. The refractive index decreases in atmosphere with height. This decrease in refractive index with height causes a propagating wave bend away from the Earth, as shown in figure below. 3.8. The effect is to make the radio horizon farther than the optical horizon. So the signal strength travels farther than you might think it would be. Due to this reason, what is here? Transmitting antenna, receiving antenna, a straight line path and a curvature path. Changes in atmosphere refractive index causes the radio horizon to appear farther from the optical horizon. Okay. For planning purposes, we model this effect by assuming that ray does not travel in a straight line, but that the Earth is actually a different size. The K factor defines relative size of the Earth. What is K factor? Relative size of the Earth. K approximately R upon R0. Where what is R? R is radius of the Earth, assuming the ray traveled in a straight line. This is also the radius of the curvature of the propagating ray. And what is R0? R0 is nothing but physical radius of the Earth. Many designers use 4/3 Earth's atmosphere propagation model. 4/3 Earth's radius propagation model is used by many designers. And after that, reflection. The reflection occurs at an abrupt junction of two mediums. We know that what is the cause of reflection. Okay, what is the cause of reflection and how reflection can occur. Okay, reflection occurs at an abrupt junction of two mediums with different indexes of reflection. Reflection can be either specular or diffuse. There are two kinds of reflection. One is specular, second one is diffuse. A specular reflection is one where the incident wave is reflected intact. point to be noted that specular reflection is one where the incident wave is reflected intact. Number two, a diffuse reflection occurs when the incident wave is broken apart and the resulting wave is highly scattered. These are the 2 points very important. If a reflection, when reflected wave is intact, that is known as specular reflection. But if it diffuse, that means incident wave is broken. Then a diffuse reflection occurs when the incident wave is broken apart and the resulting wave is highly scattered. Whether a reflection is specular or a diffuse depends greatly on the smoothness of the surface in relation with the wavelength. Which kind of reflection occurs, specular or diffuse? It depends upon the smoothness of the surface in relation with the wavelength. There is a large gray line between specular, diffuse, reflecting surfaces. As a rule of thumb, we will say that smooth surface is one that has an average departure from flatness of less than 1/4 of the wavelength. This surface will result in specular reflection. What is rule of thumb? A smooth surface is one that has an average departure from flatness of less than 1/4 of the wavelength. This surface will result in a specular reflection. Next is multipath. What is multipath? If the refractive index of the medium is distributed in a complex manner along the propagation path. If the refractive index of the medium is distributed, that means not constant, varies with path, complex manner along the propagation path, then the two or more waves can make their way from the transmitting antenna to the receiving antenna. In that case, two or more waves can choose their path where refractive index are different. So their path is different. Transmitting antenna and receiver antenna, one path is here and second is here. Differential time delay. This is known as differential time delay. What this figure shows, a non-homogeneous medium can cause a signal to take two different paths from the transmitting antenna to the receiving antenna because of the distributed refractive index in a complex manner. Okay. Here in this figure, the spectrum of a signal undergoing frequency selective multipath. The original signal is shown in yellow and the signal undergoing frequency selective multipath signal is shown in blue. Multipath causes frequency selective fading. What causes multipath? Multipath causes frequency selective fading. Because since the effect depends on the phase difference between waves. Because multipath depends upon the phase difference between two waves and it is frequency dependent phenomenon. So figure 3.10 shows a signal undergoing frequency selective fading. So this article explained about the general thing of microwave propagation or propagation. From this chapter, you can make your concepts or make your idea how propagation of microwaves or radio waves in the space in different kinds of medium, and what are the factors for homogeneous, non-homogeneous. So this is only for your conceptual part. Okay, thanks to all of you. Thank you.